The IRS has long targeted crypto as a significant source of unreported income. So with President Biden's Infrastructure Act of 2021, brokers must report customer gains and losses to the IRS annually.
So Rory, based upon your research and everything that's happening in the space, what would you say is the number one thing that people need to know right now regarding the 1099 DAs and about the IRS coming for crypto?
Well, first of all, who's on the hook? So the IRS has a broad definition of digital asset brokers. So that encompasses centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges such as Coinbase and Uniswap, digital wallets such as MetaMask, payment processors such as Coinify, and even Bitcoin ATMs. If you're in a position to know the nitty-gritty of transactions, congratulations, you're a broker, and now you have reporting duties. So why is this happening? The IRS has long targeted crypto as a significant source of unreported income. So with President Biden's Infrastructure Act of 2021, brokers must report customer gains and losses to the IRS annually.
Okay, so how has this changed from what it was before? I think that's important to understand, right? You mentioned some of the players there, understanding where money's moving, but talk about, I guess, what it was before, maybe just break down an example of transaction and movement of funds, and then now what this means.
That's a great question, because say, for example, if you were trading either on a Kraken or Coinbase, in the past, they would have submitted a 1099 miss or some other type of a 1099 that's reporting primarily just gross proceeds. So, for example, if you've dealt with stocks, you're familiar with the 1099B. So with the new Form 1099-DA for digital assets, it will cover very similar grounds. So it'll cover with the acquisition dates, cost basis, disposition dates, and the sales proceeds. But most importantly, it also reports the gross proceeds, which is essentially the total transaction volume regardless of the gains and losses. This is a real problem and a point of contention and confusion and over-reporting in the past with similar forms. So it's crucial to keep an eye on this.
Okay, so if I'm hearing you right, it sounds like it's this gross proceeds part is kind of the crux of this, right? Because maybe it's confusing for the person who's trying to report properly and how it could be determined. I guess walk through an example of what that would look like in the proper way to do it and what the common mistake could be.
That's a great. That's great. Because so I think the biggest issue is that in the digital asset realm, most people are it's all about self-custody. Digital asset brokers need to share cost basis information with each other. This is a massive shift in the crypto space, which values privacy and self-custody and decentralization, which means that because it's a self-custody, the brokers don't necessarily know. They don't know what the basis is. So missing or incorrect information can lead to complications, meaning that you need to calculate your crypto tax basis on time and accurately. So accuracy is not the only consideration for crypto taxation, believe it or not. Scalability to handle the load during crunch time of tax season is the Achilles heel for most crypto tax solutions.
Okay, so let's walk through this, right? So I bought some Ethereum on Kraken and Coinbase, and perhaps even bought it a couple years ago, and things have gone up, things have gone down. And in the meantime, I've been doing the 1099 miscellaneous, right? I mean, just what they just provide for us, and then you send it in to your tax preparer. Yep. Now, this is going to be hands-on for the consumer and/or confusion for the consumer or the investor, I guess is the way you would put it. Is that a fair summary?
That's a very fair summary. And really, the way to get out of that confusion is to work with a sales tax solution. And an accurate sales tax solution that can go back and work with you to identify when those assets were acquired and calculate what the basis is, so that you can accurately report it on your tax return.
Got it. Exactly. That makes sense, right? So essentially, it's having someone like you guys, right, bluecanarycapital.com, to be able to help everybody properly find the basis and properly report it on the 1099 DA so that no one's getting in tax trouble.